Are you looking for the best wood chippers? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best wood chippers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Champion 3 inches Chipper Shredder. The Champion 201353 is the bulliest chipper we tested, largely due to its big 338 cubic centimeters gas engine. We fed it both pine and maple branches, cut in early spring, and were able to drop a 3-inch branch in and just let it go. While the engine slowed under the strain, the chipper quickly consumed the wood, spitting out nice, clean wood chips. Smaller branches pushed in the top hopper were broken up and chopped into small bits in short order. We noted that branches with a wider spread either had to have some of the side branches snapped off or more force applied to compress those side branches and feed them into the machine. The Champion's tall, narrow hopper does have some advantages. The first is that the chipper takes up less room when stored compared to models with wider openings. And since the handles for pushing or pulling the machine are incorporated at the top, it's easy to balance and move around when tipped back, but the high, narrow opening makes it tricky to load leaves in for shredding. Nonetheless, it does a fine job of processing leaves down to a manageable volume and prepped for composting. The 201353 is equipped with large wheels that make it easy to push or pull. It also sports a handy fuel gauge in the top of the fuel tank. As with others tested, it also comes with a discharge collection bag so that you don't spread chipped or shredded debris all over the yard. Number 2. Patriot Products CSV2515 Electric Wood Chipper. The Patriot CSV2515 is shockingly powerful for an electric wood chipper. With a 1.5 horsepower electric motor as its beating heart, it's surprisingly powerful, along with being big and heavy. A motor this big can draw a lot of power, so Patriot recommends using a heavy-duty, 12-gauge extension cord. Unlike most electric chippers, with limited capacity for big branches, the Patriot has strong chipping capabilities. We were able to chip branches all the way up to the claimed capacity of 2.5 inches, just shy of the 3-inch standard for most gas-powered units. For leaves, we found the low, wide hopper was among most convenient for loading them in. We were both surprised and impressed with this chipper/shredder's performance, particularly when chipping wood. At the same time, you get all the benefits of an electric chipper, including reduced noise, and the ability to use it indoors, since it doesn't generate exhaust. It's also relatively low maintenance with no oil to change, gas to add, or potential issues with hard starting when it hasn't been used in a while. One important tip if you go with this one: while you can run this machine from a standard 15-amp receptacle, we'd recommend plugging it into a 20-amp outlet if you have one. We managed to trip the circuit breaker a couple times when loading in large branches. Feeding big branches slowly reduces load on the motor, which will, in turn, keep the breaker from tripping. Number 3. GreatCircleUSA 3-in-1 Wood Chipper/Mulcher. This GreatCircleUSA 3-in-1 chipper gives you more ways to chip, shred, or mulch than most hybrid chippers. Its large top hopper is designed to mulch leaves and small twigs. A side hopper near the bottom makes it easy to load large branches. If you're willing to spend a little extra, GreatCircle sells a vacuum kit, so you can pull in leaves directly off the ground rather than loading them in. With a 212 cubic centimeters gas engine, this machine chews wood down to a very solid 15:1 reduction ratio. On the other hand, it's heavy, weighing in at 130 pounds, even with large, 10-inch wheels. Wheeling it around will be a bit of a chore. It's also loud, so we highly recommend putting on some ear protection before you fire it up. Number 4. Earthwise GS70015 Electric Chipper Shredder. You won't find a chipper that's easier to move around than the Earthwise GS70015. It's just 18 inches wide by 24 inches long, and weighs less than 30 pounds. It sits on 2 wheels, too, making it easy to position just where you need it, or bring to and from a worksite. Of course, a small body means limited capacity. It can still handle sticks and branches up to 1.75 inches, which is fairly impressive for something so lightweight. The Earthwise GS70015 also comes with some useful features, including a safety switch that automatically turns off the motor if it's overloaded, preventing it from burning out in the event of a clog, and a 10.5-gallon collection bin that makes unloading and dumping chips easier than the typical collection bag. If you're looking for a chipper that's easy to move from shed to yard, this is the one.